Hello and welcome to today's episode. Today we have this. So let's get into it. Yeah, as we say, this has been so difficult to find. It has been so hard to find a 99 pence sausage and mash. Technically, a really easy item to make that it can be really cheap. And yet, it's the most difficult thing to find. I went to Farm Foods and I found this, and this is only 375 grams. So it isn't very big. It's not the standard 400 grams. So this is what it looks like. So the sausages don't look all that big. It says it's in gravy. So I need to turn you around so you don't get this in reverse. So I'll turn you around and you can have a look at the ingredients within this sausage and mash. So, as you see, 49% of it is the mash. So virtually half the pack is just mash, which is a very cheap item. A bit of cream. 38% of it is the gravy. It's not leaving much left for the sausage, is it? And there we go. 13% is sausage. And it is 55% pork. Now, this can of course be done in the microwave in 9 minutes, which is how I'm going to do it. But it can be done in the oven. But really, spending 50 minutes to cook this, I can cook it from scratch in less time than that, or at least during that much time, to cook it fresh and have a better meal. So that is our nutrients. 315 calories for it. And there's the weight, 375 grams. So as we said, this is Farm Foods. So let's go back and let's see about the rest. Okay, so as I said, I'm just going to do it in the microwave. I'm not spending 50 minutes. What you can do is you could cook it in the microwave for part of its cooking time and then move it into the fan oven, and that would, but you're not really going to brown the sausages off because they're in the gravy anyway. If you want to brown the sausages off, it would be better to take them out of the gravy, put them in the frying pan and fry them and give them some colour, because they don't have a great deal. So let's plug some holes in it. And let's get it going, and we'll come back for that later. But let's look at this really. We have 3 items in this. We have the potato, we have the gravy, and we have 2 sausages. And you are looking at 375 grams. Well, I don't think it's even hard to do that. It is pretty easy to do that. Maybe you can even do it for half the price. Why? Because these aren't top quality sausages. These aren't your everyday luxury top of the end sausage. These are bog standard cheap sausages. 55% meat shows you they're not massive big sausages. What you can do is you can just go into Tesco's and buy a bag of 15 or 20 them cheap, the frozen ones. They're currently about £2 for 15. So you're looking at just over like, what, 12-13p a sausage. 2 of them, 26 pence. Mashed potato, yep, 200 grams of potato, probably about 20p. And a bit for gravy, and you're coming in really easily. Really, how to do this and how to get more up to the price. if you look at how much it costs, let's just take it. We can go into Aldi and buy 6 of their Premier sausages. That's on the little plastic tray in the fridges. They're £2.50 for 6. So what's that, about 30 pence each, is it? 180, 40 pence each is... I should have done this calculation before I did this. But even doing that, the potato, you ain't going to get away with potato being less than 20 pence. You know, so most of your money can go into the sausage and the quality of the sausage. Gravy and knocking up whatever your favourite gravy is. The cheapest gravy powder is 50 pence. So that's all you really need. If you want to improve its taste, add some pepper into it, add some other herb into it. Even when it comes to the mash, you know, chop up some spring onion into it. You know, because I didn't... Is there onion in here? Because some of them, the gravy sometimes have onion in. But you're not looking at a lot of onion. As we said, half of this weight, 49%, is almost half of this weight is potato, which on a 375 is a bugger to work out. So that's why I'm saying 200 grams of potato, then you're easy there. Since they've included the weight of gravy as being 38% of it, that's more than 100 grams of gravy. So you don't get full from gravy, you get full from potato and the sausage. So cutting down on them doesn't help you get any more filling from it, and that's why it only has 300 odd calories. The contents of what you're getting, there isn't a lot for its price. And yes, it's only 99 pence, but that's still easy for you to do it yourself. And it probably for you doesn't really matter which sausage you use. If it's a sausage you like more, and if you want 3 sausages, yeah, you may go over price, but you then have something that you like. These aren't, as I said, going to be the top. These are near the bottom of the run. These are the 10 and 12 pence sausages that you can get. So you're not looking at a high value in this meal. And technically speaking, if they budget it the same way, about 30 pence is what these items total up to. If you're using a proper way of calculating how much a third of what you get is food cost, the ingredients, then you triple it to get the final price. So therefore 30 pence. So yeah, we are using fairly cheap sausage, and they're buying them in bulk, so they're getting them even cheaper. So yeah, making it is very easy, and you can do it without any problem whatsoever. It's, you know, it's easy. There's no complicated items. So how long are we going to wait? I don't know. We'll have to see when it beeps if it's ready or not. It says it's got about 15 seconds. I'll need to get a fork. So yeah, I would much prefer, instead of buying this at 99 pence, making my own. So let's see if this is hot enough yet. Because I cooked it and it wasn't frozen, it takes less time. The cooking instructions are from frozen, so they are higher because you need to defrost the ice particles within the food before you start cooking it, so that takes up some time. So I had it in for less time than what it takes. It feels very hot. Just pull it away from your body. Right, let's give the gravy a bit of a stir. The gravy is fairly thick. I don't see any onions in it. The sausages do seem rather short. These do look more like Iceland sausages. If you get the pack of 10 for £1 Iceland sausages, which are therefore 10 pence each, These are very much like them. They're shorter. There's not as much. So when you're looking at buying sausage, the Iceland ones are pretty expensive. They're not a bargain as you might think, because they are smaller. They're not as long as what other sausages are. So I think this is done because it is burning my hand. So I'm trying to drip off some of the gravy off the sausage to show you. So there is the sausage. It doesn't look too bad, but it doesn't have a high meat content. What can we get? I'll get a spoon out. This is a standard teaspoon. And as you say, it isn't very long against that. And you only have two. The mashed potato is soft, as you would expect. It's very hot. Should have waited. It's fine. It's soft enough. There is no butter in it that I can taste. The gravy is quite thick. It's also, it isn't dark, and it isn't as dark. It has a slight more browny reddish tint to it. So let's see if I can show you that. This is cool enough to. So as you might see there, it is smooth enough, but it does have, it is slightly more redder than a gravy you would make. Even the cheap one doesn't turn out red. So have we got something in it that might turn it red? Have we got any paprika in it? There is so much items added to this. And that is another reason why you would really should make this yourself. We have onion powder. What's the bloody point? We have onion powder to fake the taste of onion. Onions are cheap. Half an onion is probably all you would need to go into the gravy. Chop it up really fine, stick it in the, cook it, stick it in the gravy, then put your sausages in, then pour it onto the potato with a tiny amount, and that will, you can do that for £1. So yeah, we have dextrose, which is a sugar. So we have piles of sugar and stuff in it, and we have some sage and spices, white and black pepper. Well, you would expect some pepper in it. Mace extract, pepper extract, nutmeg extract. Why do you need these extracts? The real stuff isn't here for you to add for the amount that you are adding. A pinch, a twist, pig easy. So yeah, I'm going to have this. So as a whole, you've seen it's not the biggest item. It's not the best value. And even at 99 pence, it's not the best value. If you are that lazy and you need to cook something that you do this easy, then it's fine. If you can't manage to cook, if you're an elderly person who can't stand to cook, then this is really better value for you. Technically, a lot of these cook meals are better value for elderly or people who have problems standing or cooking, problems with their hands, but they're not for people who are able to do cooking themselves. So one last look at, there's the potato, there's a sausage, and I think you might be able to see that the browny reddish tint as the gravy is on the potato there. The other sausage is hidden here. There, that's the other sausage right here. So yeah, it's cheap. Yes, it's fast. Well, if you're doing it in the microwave, but if you're going to put it in any oven, then don't bother. You definitely might as well. But you can still make and get more and have better quality for the same price doing it yourself. So I encourage you to do that. So we will have a look at some point. I will do a mash and sausage and show you how easy it is. So until then, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.